Hello?
Hi, is this Leon?
Yes, this is Leon.
Hi, Leon. This is Officer Dansko with the Aurora Police Department.
Yes.
Hey, I'm calling in regards to an incident that occurred at the CrossFit South Aurora off of Quincy.
Yes.
What happened?
So I originally, I called like Dave, like on the 1st or something of January. It's like the day before his wedding to discuss, I had a charge taken out from South Fit Aurora and I hadn't been there over a month. So, he said, when I called him, he said he was getting married, and that that he really can't discuss it now. I said, okay, I'll give you a call back like next week or something. So today, since that time, I had like another charge taken out. So now it's like $240 that been taken out from a gym that I've never been to. So since the gym is not too far from my house, and I normally went there at the 8:30 class. So I know he's always there at 8:30. I went there around like 8:15, 8:20, before he coached the class, so I can discuss what we try to talk about before his wedding. So when I get to the building, I have my mask on. I guess him and his lady are sitting on some wooden boxes to my left. I said, hey Dave, how you doing? I came here to discuss about the funds that have been taken out of my account. And so, I'm standing like a good distance away from him. Like I'm not close to him or anything. Sitting down, he's like, yeah, I hadn't heard from you. And then he started talking about like, yeah, you as a man, it's your responsibility to let me know that you're not going to be coming or something. I was like, when I first came here, I was like, I ain't signed any contract or anything with you. I said that, I did CrossFit like a year before or something like that. I had knee surgery and, I just want to come try it out for a month. And, that's what I told him. That's what I told him when I first joined the gym. And he was like, he doesn't recall any of that. I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, it's on my website that there's no return policy or anything like that. I was like, could you show me on your website that there's no return policy? And I was like, I never heard of no, I was like, hey, if you can't help me out with my refund, who do I talk to? It's like, this is me, this is my gym, this is my business. I was like, well, I never heard of a businessman having an issue returning funds for, a service that he didn't even provide. He was like, well, I can give you a month and a half. And I was like, no, that's not the issue. Like, the issue is, I didn't want to come to the gym, so what is a month and a half of service going to do for me? And so at this point, he was like, I really can't hear you. He's like, and then he started getting aggressive, saying, like, yeah, you can shut the fuck up talking to me in my gym like that, in my business. And so at this point, he stood up off the box and approached me and walked in and got all in my face and was like, yeah, you can shut the fuck up. And, talking to me like this in my business. And then he boasted loudly to everyone in the gym. He's like, yeah, this is, I want everyone to hear this. He's like, I am going to give you your money back. It's like, I want everyone in the gym to hear that I'm going to give you your money back. I was like, all right, so cool. I was like, just to establish this. And at this point, his wife, or the lady that was sitting next to him on the box in between me and him. He's like, yeah, I was like, all right, cool. I was like, so I just want to be clear, so you're going to return the $240. He was like, what? He was like, no, I'm only going to give you $120. And he's like, then stepped in between the leg and still in my face and like that. He's like, yeah, you're not going to be fucking talking to me like this in my fucking gym. I'm only going to give you $120 and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, well, step outside of it and see if you carry that same energy. So we stepped outside the gym, and again, the man stepped and approached me in my face, no mask on it or anything like that. So at this point, I felt threatened. I pushed him. He fell into the building. He got up off the building. He pushed me, and then I punched him in the face. And then the lady stood in front of me, and everyone from the gym jumped outside. So the lady, my mask fell out. I wasn't being aggressive. Like, he tried to kick me from standing from behind the lady. The lady still, pushed me, standing in between me and him. She said, you know what, your mask fell off. We're going to go ahead and refund your money. Let me get your mask and you can go. I was like, cool. So the lady picked up my mask, gave it to me, and then I left.
Okay. So I understand that once you guys who told who to go outside first? Did he tell you that step outside, or did you tell him to step outside?
He told me to step out of his gym.
Okay.
And so I was like, all right, so let's step outside and let's see if you carry the same energy.
You told that to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
After he told me to get the fuck out of his gym, I said, all right, let's see if you keep that same energy.
Okay.
So, again, the dude was being the aggressor, stepping in my face, yelling within, like, I'm talking about, like, centimeters in my face. I never showed no aggression until I pushed him out my face.
Okay. So once you guys got outside, he got into your face.
Yes, again, the same way he was in the building.
Okay. You pushed him into the door. You know, did he fall to the ground or just like, you know, back to the door?
He fell back onto the door or the building. I guess caught his balance like that, and then he pushed me, and that's when I punched him.
Okay, so he pushed you back after you pushed him, and then you struck him.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just writing all this down.
Okay.
Can you confirm your date of birth for me? Is it 2/6 of 87?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. I have some follow up to do on this. I'll call you back. Okay.
All right. So, question. So does that mean that he's trying to like press charges or something?
Yeah. Yes, he is trying to press charges for assault. Yes.
Okay. Even if he was the aggressor.
Well, his side of the story is a little different. I mean, he's claiming, you know, basically, you know, everything that happened that you told me happened inside is what he's confirming. He asked you to leave.
Was he saying that he was being aggressive, or like, did he say that he yelled to everyone that he's gonna give him my money back?
No, that's new to me. I just heard that now. Basically, you know, you guys stepped outside. You know, at which point, I guess you guys went nose to nose. You pushed him into the door. Nothing about him pushing you back. Basically, once you pushed him into the door, he like took a step, like two or three steps into your direction, at which time you struck him.
Okay, so he's trying to play the victim. Okay, so what follow up do you need?
So I need to go talk to him again, you know, and see, you know, ask him about, you know, the comment he made about, you know, him repaying you, you know, the 120, you know, about, you know, once you guys stepped outside, him, you know, you guys going nose to nose. Obviously you did admit to me to pushing him. He did not admit to me to pushing you back, so I need to address that.
Okay, like I said, I'm literally down the street, so I mean, I can come up there and you can hear both our sides of the story at the same time if need be.
I just don't want any further conflict, especially if you come up here. So
like I said, I wasn't the aggressor at all until, you know, I pushed him. So, like, I'm not going to be aggressive or anything like that.
No, I understand. I don't want you to come down here and then, you know, you two are face to face again and it just starts a screaming match.
Yeah.
Things just get out of hand. Let me do some more follow up and I'll call you back, okay?
Okay.
Alright, bye.